Hey guys, what's up? Coattail Trader here. It's been a while since I did a video, but I wanted to do this one because this is an example of a day where there's just no trading happen. There's no good setups, there's no good signals, and on days like that, you just don't trade. You don't look for opportunities and try to invent them or create them yourselves. You take what the market gives you, and if it doesn't give you anything, then you wait till the next time. So starting from, you can see market open here after the crazy day in the market yesterday. I believe the S&P was down, between 15 and 20 points on the Fed news of the tapering situation and all that. So the market opened pretty far down today. Got a bounce. Right in the beginning, right here in the day, but. Using the rules that I have, there was no trade here. A signal was not generated here. I was waiting for the market to open. I was waiting for it to continue. There was also news coming out. The unemployment numbers came out today, which were actually bad. A lot more people filed for unemployment than was expected. So that, and when I looked at the daily chart, it looked as if the bias was down for the day. So I immediately coming into the market, I was expecting a downward day, looking to take short positions when they were presented, until the market told me to otherwise, and it never did. So right here, we get a close under our level, and then we get another close, but in my trading style, this move down was too big for me to take. Obviously it would have worked out, but for me, I don't trade those giant moves because oftentimes there's reversals and things like that. So this one, had this happened, if this was the first candle, it's possible I was waiting for a pullback. Whenever these big moves happens, a lot of times price will come back and give you another opportunity. As you can see, it did come back. It did come within my range, but this candle right here, again, too big for me to take. The range was just too big, and as you can see, it was a smart move because wouldn't have worked out. So moving on. Now, the funny thing is when you look at these candles, normally they're about 2 ticks, 3 ticks, or 4 ticks at the most range. But they look small on here, but when you actually look at them, this one goes from 0.5 down to 0.350. That's a 1.5 right there in one candle. This one here, 0.250, another 1.5. So the ranges of the candles were very, very big today, bigger than normal. You can see now, unfortunately, and I'm going to go over my setup in the morning in another video of how I get ready to do things, but unfortunately one of my levels I accidentally put in the wrong place this morning, and I had it 1 tick actually below where it should have been. And so when this candle happened, I was like, it broke out of my range because my strategy only allows for a certain number of ticks before the move is invalidated, before I won't take it, like with this candle here and this candle here. This candle, actually, I changed it once I realized. I was like, it didn't make sense. I went back and I was looking and doing the math calculations again, and I actually did have it 1 tick in the wrong spot. I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I make mistakes, and mistakes happen. So this would have actually been the only trade I would have been able to take today because this, if you see this level here, this actually wasn't here when it was going. It was in here. So it didn't meet my rules, but when I went back and I redid the math and I looked and I said this actually was the perfect setup. This would have generated a buy signal. It met all my criteria, and it actually would have worked out. But unfortunately, I didn't take it because I had messed up the levels. So I'm not perfect. I'm not the greatest trader in the world. So I make mistakes too. So when I did see this happen, though, and it was out of my range, I was waiting for price to come back within my target here, and it never did, unfortunately. I don't think I fixed this level until somewhere when price was like around here. Something just told me to go back and look. So had it been here, this would have actually generated. I would have already been in this trade, so this would have been my exit candle. So I was looking for a pullback. It never happened. We came down to it. We stopped, of course, as usual. Then we had this candle here, and then this was your signal. But again, this candle right here, much too big of a range for me, almost 2 points. I waited again for a pullback. I didn't take this one, which was good because obviously I would have been stopped out. So we waited for the pullback. It closed underneath, which invalidated any trades. Now we were looking for the break. So we got, I believe this candle did close under the level. Yeah, so this was a signal. Now we were waiting for confirmation. Again, though, this candle too big. This one was too big. Waiting for another signal. Get one here. Get another one. Here's your first one right here. Now we're waiting for confirmation. Get another one. And again, this one happened, and it was too big again. I don't like those big candles. Obviously, there's 2 times where it would have worked out, but that's my trading style. Again, because when you're dealing with emotions and stuff, you have to do what works for you. My approach may not work the best for everyone. Some people may feel comfortable taking these big candles. A lot of times they work. A lot of times they don't. A lot of times when price moves back down this far, this fast, it has a tendency to come back up. And the crappy part, the reason why I don't like these is because oftentimes you'll see big moves happen like this right here. And then what will happen is price will kind of come back up and then continue back down. If your stop isn't big enough at this level, you get taken out, and then when you see a price go down, you get mad and you're like, man, dang, if only I would have stayed in, or if only I would have moved my stop up more. So I like to wait for the market to give me confirmation. Again, if I miss trades, it's okay. I'll get another opportunity at some point. This was the only time price came to any levels today. After we broke this level and went down, price continued to go down, never got my retrace, and so far for the rest of the day, price has really done nothing but meander around here. No signals generated, nothing of note. So that's why I figured I'd make this video, slowly trying to come back down, or sorry, come back up. Wouldn't be surprised if it came back, tested these levels, and took another move or came up here. So that's what I wanted to show you. Sometimes, like I said, this had already happened right here. This was a valid signal, but this level wasn't here. So in actuality, today there would have only been one signal generated all day, which would have been this one right here. I guess technically, if you would have missed this one, let's see, if you didn't like it and you wanted to wait for the pullback, you would have gotten one here. Here's your first signal, 1, 2, and then technically this would have been your second signal, but I don't think this one would have worked out. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, I guess. Well, that's a signal, so you'd have been okay, you would have got one tick, because when it hit your 3, you would have moved to either break even or a 1 tick profit. So you either would have got stopped out at break even or got a 1 tick win on that one if you used this as a signal. But you really shouldn't have, because this was the actual signal and confirmation all in one candle. So this one would have been the candle that you actually got out on. You would have, for me, I probably would have been looking for 2 points on this one. As you can see, I probably would have gotten filled either at 50 or 75. Let's say worst case scenario, it was 75. I would have been going for 08. 75, which I believe was hit. I would have gotten, at least by the time it got up to here, I would have moved my stop probably to at least 2 or 3 ticks in the green, or maybe even a whole point, just because the market was just very weird. I mean, with all the news and crap. And at this point, there was also news coming out right here. There was some manufacturing numbers and home prices and stuff was coming out at 7. So that would have been, because of the time, again, 10 to 15 minutes before any news event, you really got to be careful, because markets can just go nuts. So that's it. That's what I wanted to show you today. I will be making another video talking about how to set up, how I do my setups in the morning, and what I look at and what news I look at and stuff, and some more basics on the market, because I've had a couple requests. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave the comments here. Visit my website, coattailtrader.com. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter Thanks, guys. Happy trading.